Hello, my name is Ellis, and I'm a rising senior at Druid Hills High School in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been working with IMPACT Melanoma for a little over 2 years now, but my involvement in the skin cancer space actually began with my own skin struggles. So in middle school, I had very severe chronic rosacea, and I was made fun of, and people would call me funny names and things at school, and it really got me interested in learning more about the skin so I could eventually cure my condition and almost bolster and have a reaction and response to whenever anybody would say something mean to me. And that led me to create the organization DermaTeens, which is a youth-led international nonprofit dedicated to promoting sun safety and educating teens about skin health. Now, we haven't always been promoting sun safety. It actually was originally only to spread awareness about the skin after I realized that a lot of my peers did not really know too much about the skin when I would respond to them when they would ask about my face and the redness that I have. But the combination of my aunt's melanoma and also having a really meaningful conversation with a stage 4 melanoma survivor, Robin Fine, I really became aware of how grand the issue of skin cancer is. And quickly I realized that this is actually a problem in my own community. So being in Atlanta, we actually have some of the highest rates of health disparities. And according to the CDC's Social Vulnerability Index, the county that I live in, DeKalb County, actually is one of the most socially vulnerable counties in all of Georgia. So adverse health outcomes like skin cancer are things that we're more prone to. And it was learning about this that I really wanted to take action. And so I did some research about how we can actually prevent skin cancer and how we can promote sun safety, and I came across the work of IMPACT Melanoma. And my mind immediately was just drawn to it, specifically the sunscreen dispensers. I really love the idea of providing access to preventative health care and ensuring that people who don't have access to these kinds of things are able to still be sun safe. And it was a few emails and phone calls later, and I actually got connected with the organization and began my own sunscreen dispenser project. Now, we're standing next to a sunscreen dispenser that I installed at Zona Light Park in Atlanta, Georgia, and this was my first ever project. It took a long time, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about IMPACT Melanoma and my connection to it as we walk through the park. So let's go this way. So my first few phone calls with IMPACT Melanoma were specifically just about the sunscreen dispenser program. I was really curious about how it even worked and how you could get funding, maintenance, and sustainability. And I was immediately struck by how the representative of the organization was so passionate about the cause and had so much information to share. And I quickly begun to realize, the more that I got involved with IMPACT Melanoma, that this kind of knowledge and this care for the work that's being done is really across the organization. And now that I've become more involved working on different educational initiatives like a skin cancer and people of color, awareness, infographic, and tabling at the American Public Health Association conference with IMPACT Melanoma, and other projects like their Dermatology Interest Group Association, I've realized that each and every single member of their staff is somebody who has either been touched by cancer, whether it be melanoma or another type, or they know someone very close to themselves who has struggled with it. And they similarly decided to take action because of such pain, and I feel like the real spirit of the organization comes through a lot of hardship, but then that hardship is used as fuel to really tackle health disparities and prevent skin cancer. And as a young person, it's really important because, anybody can get skin cancer no matter your age or demographic, but more specifically, your risk of skin cancer increases the more sun exposure you have. So really instilling some of those preventative habits early on is really critical. And so specifically being a young person working with IMPACT Melanoma, a lot of my work is involved with bringing this youth perspective and bringing DermaTeens into the work of IMPACT Melanoma. And so something else I've done with the organization is I've led different tabling events at community health fairs and community farmers markets. I've also done talks with different classrooms, science classes to be specific. And essentially my main goal is to tackle health disparities by preventing skin cancer and spreading awareness about how we can all be sun safe among youth and other demographics. but truly my experience with IMPACT Melanoma has been nothing short but amazing. The organization has provided me so much support, and whether it be through sunscreen dispensers or working simply on other initiatives like DermaTeens, IMPACT Melanoma is really a leader in the skin cancer prevention space. And with their support and in collaboration with them, I've been able to install over 15 sunscreen dispensers and secure over $20,000 in funding. And this took a long time and it took a lot of effort, but IMPACT Melanoma is really a change maker that is creating, well, an impact. Thank you.